Hello everybody, and welcome back to more Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. It's your buddy Cooper here, and today we're doing a duel for hire, which I'm super excited about. Dr. Crowler and Vice Chancellor Bonaparte waltzed into Chancellor Shepard's office bragging about their victories in the GX tournament. You see these GX medals? Proof that I'm superior to you in every way. Oh please, someone who can't even reach the elevator buttons is superior to me. GX didn't give a shit, man. That was low, Crowler. No, what is low is you. Low to the ground, that is. Oh, what did I do to deserve these two buffoons? Look, Shrimp, at least I didn't win mine from freshmen. I know, that's because they'd beat you. Your last medal came from a 4-year-old. He was 5! Oh my god, I probably told this story already, but there was a tournament I went to with my friends way back when, and my buddy Bailey defeated like a 10-year-old at a Smash tournament to get his one win in that in that Evo. It was back when it was still at Evo. This is just like the fall of Napoleon, the end of a glorious era. Yoo-hoo. Mr. President, what brings you here? Is everything all right? Actually, that's what I'm here to find out, Jaden boy. Chancellor Shepard called me and it sounded quite urgent. It's Maximilian, President of Industrial Illusions and creator of Duel Monsters. Perhaps they're hiring. I hear their company health benefits are très magnifique. You've got to hire us. No job is too small. We'll even answer your phones for Pete's sake. We have procedures for these things. Now out of my way. You don't understand. We're desperate men, Pegasus. Yes, that much is obvious. Now I suggest you fill out an application. For the last time, let me go. Never. Not until you give us jobs. Alright, fine, you're both hired. Oh, happy day. Merci bien. I don't know what the fuck that says. Hold on. You must first prove yourself by defeating me. Do you really think that two buffoon duelists, two teachers from Duel Academy can take down the creator? Like, give Pegasus as much shit as you want. Given the anime rules, I think Pegasus is like top 10 in the period of GX. Like, given the anime rules, he's probably like a top 10 duelist, especially if he can use Toon Kingdom. Like, I don't know who the fuck you think is going to beat Pegasus. Alright, I activate Toon Kingdom. I special summon my Toon Mermaid in defense mode. Then I summon goblins, but the Toon version. And I end my turn. I don't think these boys stand much of a chance, and even if it's just Crowler, Crowler's the better of the two. Gear Town. Oh, that sucks. No! My only weakness! When did MST become a normal card? I swear, when I was playing the other game, they never had Spell Trap Destruction. Or Duel Monster. Yeah, the Duel Monsters era. Damn it. I'm gonna lose now. Unless I draw Toon Goblins, but even then, super unfortunate. I draw. I drew Toon Kingdom, which normally would be a god tier draw, but unless I can find a monster to go with it, it'll be a problem. And with these cards face down, I have no clue what I've lost. Another 2,000 life points is too much, man. Alright, please. Any monster level 4 or lower that I can summon. Wait, this works too. Toon Cyber Dragon! Hello, Zane. I've taken your monster. And then I have Mimicat, which I could use to get rid of... But I don't want to MST him is the problem. And yeah, I could use Terraforming to get back my card, but it's not that worthwhile. It's not worthwhile, though. You know what? I'll do it. Because if he destroys this Toon Kingdom, then there was no chance of me winning. Also, that just means he got the luckiest hand ever. And if he summons Ancient Gear Golem, this is going to hurt. Ancient Gear Golem is going to make me feel pain. Oh, he got Pot? I wanted Pot of Greed. Ancient Gear Tank? No way! Ancient Gear? Ancient Gear Cannon? Ancient Gear? Ancient Gear Fist? That's a lot of ridiculousness. I used the effect of Toon World, but it might not save me from Fist. Oh, I could do it twice, thank God. Toon Kingdom is so busted. Toon Kingdom is so goddamn busted. Alright, Toon Table of Contents. It turns out my opponent has played a card much, much stronger than me. Oh, he has Toon Barrel Dragon now? Yep, the Bandit Keith card. That's so cool. In this one, he should only have Toon Ancient Gear Golem. That should be his most legendary card. But, even if I played that, I'd still die. I need to pick a card that has some use to me in the long run. That's not bad. That could help me in the long run. That could help me in the long run. I'm going to play Toon Rollback. Then I'm going to activate Mimicat. With Mimicat, I'm going to get Pot of Greed. Then I'm going to activate Pot of Greed. With Pot of Greed, I got Toon Briefcase anyway. Exactly what I was looking for. Then I'm going to special summon Toon Mermaid in defense mode because it has Summoning Sickness. Then I'm going to activate Toon Rollback. I guess I only have 2 Toon Kingdoms because I can't use that terraforming. Then I'm going to attack directly with my Toon Cyber Dragon. With Toon Cyber Dragon, I take away over half your health. And even though your monsters are much stronger than mine, I have enough life points and a briefcase that'll protect me. Okay, that is a little bit dangerous. It's not Ancient Gear Golem, but it's still a problem. I activate the Toon Briefcase. As long as I use Toon Kingdom, I'll survive. 500 life points. Another card. I've banished 10 cards now to win this duel. I told you, even with the unlucky MST start, we still came back. Comic Hand is unfair. I'm going to use it, but I don't need it. I want you to know I don't even need it. I steal your Ancient Gear Beast, making it into a Toon, and now I'm going in. First, I attack with Ancient Gear Beast directly because it's Toon Ancient Gear Beast. Then, for funsies, I attack with Toon Cyber Dragon. Toon Mermaid will always be a classic and I have respect for it. Great respect for it. But it's no need. No need to use it. Working at Industrial Illusions isn't about dueling. It's about dedication, working together and never giving up. Do you mean we don't have to go to unemployment? There you are, Pegasus. Sorry, Chancellor, I got a big hung up. Hung up with what? What on earth was going on? Well, yes, wow, is this your first appearance? Well, since you decided to fire Crowler and Bonaparte, they were dueling against Pegasus for a new job with him. How could you, sir, and without 2 weeks' notice? Or a severance package? I wasn't firing you, I had a lot on my mind and I lost my temper. Sorry about that. Oh, my dear gentleman, this is where you belong. Also, I don't want you near my offices. Especially you, Bonaparte. Alright, here we go. It's time for Heart of Ice. Back into the Season 2 shenanigans. After Alexis fell under control of the Society of Light, Jaden discovered that many more students were under the same spell. Alexis challenged Jaden to a duel. Jaden knew that the only way he could save his friend from the Society of Light was to defeat her. I have to duel her. It's the only way to set her free. I accept your challenge, so let's duel. Smartest thing you've ever done, or maybe the dumbest. Yep, once again, could not give her Society of Light eyes or outfit. Kind of a bummer, but that's okay. At least we get to do the duel. I'm going to use paper. Aha. Back to being Jaden. I kind of miss playing literally other characters other than Jaden. I know in the Yugi story we played Yugi a lot, but we got to play a lot of other characters. In the GX story, they skipped a lot of duels that involved other characters and made me play as Jaden for a lot of the beginning. A lot of the beginning. And there were other duels they could have used, but still. Once per turn, you can equip this card to a warrior type, yada yada. By this card's effect, each time to battle damage, destroy one card on the field. It can only be equipped with one union monster at a time. See, that sounds alright, but it's not. I'm going to go ahead and summon my card trooper, understanding that it's most likely going to die. This is a Jaden card. I'm happy to see it, honestly. And I hit H and O and card blocker. No normal I was aiming for normal monsters like Neos. Or any of my elemental heroes, but no luck. Ah, Cold Enchanter, a classic. She's not going to buff herself. I was kind of curious to see if she would. I'd actually prefer to draw a card. I don't mind taking 12 for a Jar of Greed. Okay, why am I still running these against Alexis? Why is Ojama Black still in the deck? against Alexis of all people. That's disgusting. Like, I'm fine with using him during the Chazz duel. At least it makes sense. I should be using Cyberblader right now. At least those cards could do something. Alright, and let's deal with these two monsters. A Legendary Ocean makes things a bit harder. Plus, her having two monsters can bring out her boss if I'm not careful. So let's just not let her get her boss. Probably be in my best interest. Ooh, I got Flare Scarab. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and summon Elemental Hero Necroshade, a classic. Hey, Ojama Black, it turns out you did come in handy. Of course, with the enemy field spell, if they have Call of the Haunted, I'm done for. But 1600 damage is quite good. Necroshade is also just a good monster in general. So let's see you deal with it, Alexis. Oh, you can't. Oh, you really can't. Well, if you can't deal with it, I mean, this warrior says that I have to do battle damage, damn it. That would have been nice. But doing battle damage isn't so easy, but I could still use it for its battle in general. Armor Breaker, help me take out these tokens. Armor Breaker, destroy. Hopefully destroy. I know they might have good defense. Shit, it's Snowman. All right, hey there's Snowman. But I kind of wanted that to happen. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was waiting for a situation like that. Nope, we're gonna hold off. Snow Dragon is pretty decent if you care about ice counters and whatnot. There we go. We're going to take a little bit of damage, but it's okay. It's time for us to play a little more Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me show you the power of this deck. I summon Elemental Hero Neos using the effect of Elemental Hero Necroshade. Now Jaden has his signature card. Yeah, in Hero City, no less. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, these animations are fine, but like compared to a PSP game like Tag Force, they're kind of pathetic. No offense, they're still cool. It's just like we've all played Tag Force. Tag Force just is better. All right, when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, since it replace one card on each face-up monster. That's dangerous for me. I want the damage, but if I give her a bunch of counters, it could be my undoing. And I'm not trying to undo myself. Oh dear God. She's gonna have those counters one way or another. I was right that she was gonna destroy me, but this time at least she has to pay she has to pay the cost of discarding her entire hand. It's still too much for me though. My Neos is defeated. Alright, my Neos may be defeated, but I still have Call of the Haunted to bring it back to the field. Elemental Hero Neos has not been defeated completely just yet. Yeah! Here we go! Little scratch. Alright, well, I do have Flare Scarab, but I don't have my field spell. So it'd only be a temporary buff, but it's something. I summon Elemental Hero, or Neospatian Flare Scarab, which lets me special summon from my deck. It's time to melt that icy heart of yours. I'm going to play Elemental Hero Flare Neos. With the mighty Flare Neos, I'm going to burn that cold enchanter and free you from your icy prison. Alright, Flare Neos, how strong are you? 37, that's a decent number. Attack. No! Not double passe! Sure, I get to do direct damage, but she wins the duel off of that play. Oh, damn it. That was an ultimate play by her. No! The ultimate trap card will be my undoing. Alright, well this duel at least looks like it's going to be fun. I may have burned her a little, but I couldn't melt that heart. Could not melt it. Yeah, that's one of Jaden's weaknesses. He never has any spell trap destruction, so we basically have to fall into her traps. Since there's no way of countering it, we just have to go through them. Alright, H Heated Heart. Card blocker is actually decent. When a face-up monster you control is targeted for an attack, you change this card target to this card. You can choose number 1 to 3 when this card... Alright, when this card is summoned, change its defense position. Card blocker, you'll do. I could use you to throw away my Neos card. And if I'm able to throw away Neos, it all works out. Of course, if she gets that Cold Enchanter again, I'm screwed. And that's not even her boss. That's just her most useful card. A Legendary Ocean gives her Snow Dragon, which is no threat to us. I activate the effect of Card Blocker by throwing away 3 cards. Well, one of them was worth throwing away. I was hoping to hit Neos, but now if I draw Neos, it won't be a problem. Alright, even better. I drew a Card Trooper. With my Card Trooper and Card Blocker together, I have the full combo. A lot of people focus Card Trooper because it's just better, but Card Blocker has a use. Okay, Neos is engraved. That's useful. And Cardman go in. Now, problem is we're going to gain some counters, making the 2 monsters on this field kind of deadly if she gets her better cards. But if I just let her kill these monsters, then it all works out. So, Alexis, do you have your Enchanter? Nope, but you have a Snowman Creator. Uh-oh. Card Blocker, just in case I draw Neos. Oh, I could have had Graceful, Negate Attack, and Mirror Force, but I'm fine without those. Heart of the cards, give me something good. Look, Flare Scarab isn't bad, but it's not good enough on its own. Alright, what is your effect if I were to, say, destroy you? No, that doesn't matter. Alright, I'm going to summon Elemental Hero Sparkman. And then I'm going to activate my Card Trooper, because screw having cards. Who needs them? Even better, I threw away every card I don't need. I attack. I need to either draw Neos or draw Oversoul, Swing of Memories, or... There's a billion cards I can draw right now. But we'll see if I actually pull that off. Okay, I do have to worry about how many counters are on the field. These frost counters are going to cost us in the end. But she has not drawn the card she needs, so it might work out. Neos! That's who we're looking for. I summon Elemental Hero Neos using the power of Elemental Hero of Necroshade. And Neos might be stronger than what you guys first see, because now I'm going to activate Card Trooper's effect. And with that, I power up myself even further. Then I'm going to put my Card Blocker in attack mode. Then I activate H-Heated Heart. And H-Heated Heart is going to make me have 3,000 attack and do piercing. Your snowman may be threatening, but you left yourself wide open. You'll survive, but you won't live well. Damn it, I thought I was going for game, but she had way more defense than expected. Way more defense than we could have imagined. Still, I haven't thrown away any Swing of Memories or Oversoul, so my odds of drawing them are insane. Oh, she lost. Or she could just give up. That works too. I drew Neos instead. You know what? It's his card. Let's let him win with Neos. We're going to get rid of Card Trooper and Card Blocker. 2 cards that have a lot to do with each other. They're the opposites, the yin and the yang. And now, we're going to go in. Sparkman and Neos are going to fuse together into Elemental Hero Neos Electric and win us the duel. Alexis, wake up! Hello? Anyone home? Hey, sleepyhead, rise and shine. Where am I? Wait, did we just duel? I beat you, right? Please tell me that. I didn't lose. You won, all right. You won because you're back to your old self. Oh, that's nice. All right, we didn't get to see any of our boss monsters, but that's fine. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Oh, this is a good story duel. The next GX duel was between Zane and Syrus, the Battle of Brothers. I've been waiting a long time for this, Zane. Game on! You know, you gotta say, get your game. It's fine. It's fine. He's not even half of a Jaden. Alright, let's see how Zane handles his brother. Are you going to just destroy him or not? Okay, we're using the Underworld deck, so this is one of those times going first works out, because we want to put dragons in the grave. So let's see if I can get some dragons in my hand, like Hunter Dragon, and then just immediately throw it in the grave. And with Pot of Greed, I see it happening. Perfect. I summon Hunter Dragon. And with your help, Sai, I'll be able to use it in ways you've never thought of. We both started Pot, lucky us. That could be dangerous. Are you running only machine types like I used to? Lots of traps. Maybe he has that continuous trap that does burn. It's always a possibility. Alright, I'm going to summon Infernal Dragon to help me set up my Cyber Dark Keel. Infernal Dragon attack. Ambulance Roid. Really, Sai? I guess he's doing it for solidarity's sake. Alright, then I end my turn. However, Infernal Dragon has a cost, but that cost is exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to get rid of my Hunter Dragon to bring back my Infernal Dragon, which put the Hunter Dragon in the grave where I wanted it. It's all coming together, Sai. You better draw something good. Stealth Roid is good thanks to your back row, but it's only about my level. And since I threw away a dragon card, I can use Cyber Dark Keel. And he's going to keel you. I'm going to... That's so stupid. I'm going to go ahead and get Hunter Dragon as an attachment. With Hunter Dragon, I have 2500 attack, and I can do burn. Supercharge is a decent card. I'm not going to lie. Pot of Greed for that. I mean, he's drawn a lot of cards already. But I get to do 300 burn. That's the power of Keel. And Infernal Dragon, this time I might let you leave. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to let you leave. I'm glad you did 2,000 damage. The bro won't survive much longer. Submarine Roid is a dangerous card, but it's not going to end this. Yeah, 800 damage, adorable. New trap card, not adorable. Heart of the cards for me, Cyber Dark Horn. Sadly, I need a level 3 dragon, so let's play Grey Wing with intention of throwing away more cards. Grey Wing, help me out here. With this, I can throw away Hunter Dragon for next turn's Cyber Dark Horn. Keel, go keel Syrus. Supercharge again. And next, Grey Wing, you get to attack twice because of your own effect, which is honestly busted. It's so busted. He did not have this card. There's no way. It's so good. It's a classic card, don't get me wrong. It's just way better than some people give it credit for. Steamroid can't even kill my guy over here. Oh, wait, with Solidarity, you totally can. Whoops. Oh, you're a big boy. You're a big guy, ain't you? But you're not bigger than Cyber Dark Horn, and we're not going to Synchro Summon because that didn't exist back then. I also could just Exploder Dragon, but I want to summon Big Monster. Cyber Dark Horn, eat the Hunter Dragon. And remember, Steamroid at 26, pretty big. However, it's going to get weaker. I attack. Now this one does piercing damage, but he wasn't in defense mode. And Cyber Dark Keel, go ahead and keel Syrus. And that is the end of the duel. I've never lost with Zane. Zane is so busted. Zane is so busted. Meanwhile, Maximilian Pegasus met with Chancellor Shepard. Thanks for coming on such short notice, Chancellor. Your website was down and I needed an update on the GX tournament. So tell me, how are things progressing? Why are you so short? Not as we had hoped. I take it the Ultimate Destiny card hasn't surfaced yet? I was sure this tournament would bring it out. What's so special about this Destiny card? It was developed 10 years ago by one of my employees. However, before the card was released, it was stolen and never resurfaced again. Who would steal a card? Like a lot of people. Are you fucking stupid? Didn't you just get the Underworld deck stolen from you? What kind of question is who would steal a card? Did you not? You have cards stolen from you. Zane stole the Underworld deck from you. And then if we don't even talk about you, the Rare Hunter incident, Weevil Underwood. Well, I'm pissed. You're stupid. You're short in this scene and you're stupid. That was a dumb question. That was a dumb question. You were very dumb. Think of it as the opposite of a black hole. Whereas black hole energy absorbs energy, this white hole exudes energy, almost like a celestial volcano erupting with light. Like molten lava, this light of destruction was dangerous. It began to tip the balance of light and dark in the universe, and as the light of destruction's strength grew, so did its insatiable hunger for more power. And when the energy reached Earth, it searched for a host, a person or thing it wished to inhabit. We believe it chose to dwell within that Destiny card. That Destiny card is now controlled by the light. There are also other beings being infected by the light, but this is the only thing that matters for this season. Lots of cool cards for Syrus. I can't wait to do the reverse duel of that. The Hand of Justice. Aster Phoenix soon learned who the Destiny card had corrupted. It was Sartorius. Now knowing the truth, Aster confronted Sartorius, who was controlled by the Light of Destruction. In order to truly free Sartorius from the Light of Destruction, I have to defeat him right here and now. How noble! Game on! I don't know why he's so creepy. Aster lost his duel against Sartorius. It was up to Jaden to defeat Sartorius and save him from the light of destruction. Aster, are you alright? Jaden, that's not Sartorius. It's not? No, his body's been taken over by some power-hungry alien, and now only you could stop it. Please stop him before it's too late. You foolish human, I have traveled through space to purify your planet with the power of light. Destruction is creation. No. We're gonna do things my way, bro. Get your game on. Yeah, I'm gonna duel an alien, which is exactly what Seto Kaiba wanted, but he didn't realize the aliens wouldn't be very good at dueling, and I mean that. Sartorius' deck sucks. It's cool. I love Arcana Force cards, but you have to admit they suck. Maybe they got better updates later, but as far as GX era is concerned, bad cards. All right, let's see. We got a lot of good cards here. I got E. I want to pull off Hero if I can. That'd be really cool. I got E, which lets me get any of these cards. We'd want to pull off Necroshade, honestly, but I need a card to help me throw it away, and I don't seem to have one. So we'll just go for a basic card like Clayman. E is usually better for getting your tributes, but it's okay. Then I'm going to get Rhoda in order to get... Wow, these are the only cards I can get. I am shocked. All right, well, if that is the case, then I am going to set Elemental Hero Clayman. Why are you saying this out loud? It's because you knew I would set it, Sartorius. Come on. Well, I'm going to search Claymon and not set it? What do you think? Okay, with that... Oh, with that card, his deck is busted. Light Barrier is very good for his deck. You know I set Clayman. You know I set Clayman. If it wasn't for this field spell, I'd say his deck is one of the worst villain decks. But because of this field spell, it's almost usable. Not good, but almost usable. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to make a weird play. I'm going to Tribute Set, thanks to me drawing Necroshade. And then I'm going to end my turn. So Hero wants me to use every single card, right? Which means I finally might have some spell trap destruction. Alright, he got it wrong. Second coin toss. Ah, damn it. That's going to hurt us in the end. Technically heal him, but I kind of have to live with it. He was going to be stronger than me anyway. They're both at 24 now, which still isn't enough to beat me if I can start getting rid of them soon. 24 is going to hurt, though. That's a red eyes right there. But no traps to defend yourself. I draw. I drew my field spell, Neospace! Then I summon Elemental Hero Neos using my Elemental Hero Necroshade's effect from the grave. Necroshade's getting a lot of play in this series. Yeah! And Neos, even if I didn't have Neospace, would already be defeating you. So take this. Now your cards are going to be even weaker than they were before. So unless you draw the Hanged Man card, which might only be an anime card until recently, you're going down. Yes! Oh, well. I mean, either way, at least now he doesn't have second coin toss. Ah, that sucks, but he doesn't have second coin toss, so we'll be happy. Unless that's the Fool. That'll be hard to deal with. Unless I have Grand Wall in this deck. It's possible. Alright, it's time to summon old Sparkster. Sparkster is a good card. Sparkman. Too bad I don't have your Spark Blaster like we did earlier. Destroy him. Neos, don't be fooled. Damn, it's the Fool! Alright, I need like 3 H-Heated Hearts and we'll win. 3 H-Heated Hearts. I also need Light Barrier to keep failing. Damn it. Now he has second coin toss. But he doesn't seem to have the good cards. See, Attack Force 3 is a little bit stronger because he has some anime-only cards. In this game, not so much. Alright, I'm going to set Necroshade just in case I draw another Neos. Sorry, Sparkman. I don't think I can fuse with you anyway, and even if I could, it wouldn't be much. Maybe with Miracle Fusion. I attack. Oh, interesting card to run. I didn't think he would run something like that, but hey, it fits him a little bit. It's a fairy card at least. The Fool surviving is going to be a problem. I need to get rid of it before he can summon Zawurldo or worse, the Light of Destruction. He failed twice. He doesn't have Arcana Force this time, or Light Barrier this time. He can't use his Arcana Force cards the way he wants. I got another Neos, which would be amazing if I can get this Necroshade in the grave. But I cannot. Therefore, we will wait. Another Shine Ball. But again, if I could just put this guy... And I know it's like you could go Oversoul. Yeah, but then I have this wall here, so there's no point yet. There's no point yet. Not until we get past the wall, which I think I can do if I draw... H-Heated Heart doesn't get past it, but at least we can get it down a little bit. Avion would be interesting. Even if I just use it as a tribute, it would be interesting. Then I'll have 2 Neoses. Oh, the Magician. The Magician isn't even that bad of a card. If you get the heads, it can double its attack if your opponent uses a spell, which deters spell card usage, which is kind of nice. And 2200 attack is nothing to scoff at. Haha, you failed twice. You can't even choose. So even if you did get a monster, you wouldn't be willing to risk it. Silent Doom. Yeah, lots of normal summon monsters. Gotcha. Well, I'm going to summon Neos, and now I have a Necroshade engraved to use for my 3rd Neos that I'll probably end up top decking, because it doesn't seem like the game designers found a way for me to get past full. Unless there's a Neospatian somewhere in this deck that beats monsters on field. Like maybe Grand Mole? That would be amazing. I don't know if it's in here, but if it is, that would be amazing. There's 15 fusions. I'll even take Panther at this point. Alright, he's bound to get it right eventually. A trap card, that's uncomfortable. But he finally stopped drawing monsters. Neospatian cards, I never thought I'd ask for you. What is this? Activate only when a face-up Neos fusion you control is destroyed. Search someone element to your Neos from your deck against 1000 attack. Yeah, cool. Well, that's cool and all, but I can't even fuse. I have no Neospatians. I'm sure the deck runs some. We just haven't drawn a single one. Alright, failing means no second coin toss, which makes me feel a little... Oh my god, he just failed twice. Even better. Alright, I am slightly worried about the trap, but I have a decent amount of life points left, so I'm sure I can take a risk. Fusion Gate is a card I could use in emergency, but there's nothing to fuse. Oh, that card's dangerous. That card is a Goyo Guardian, basically, if you get heads. A level 4 Goyo. Yeah, bound to get it right eventually. Another anime card is the Strength. I'm glad it probably doesn't exist in this game. Alright, I can thin out my deck, but as you can see, I have not drawn a single, like, Neospatian. Where the hell are they? Also, I run 5 field spells in this deck? Who thought of this deck? Who thought this was a good idea? Who built this? What the hell? Alright. And, okay, so you give me 5 field spells but no answers to the Fool, and I drew most of those field spells that we were just talking about? Honestly, I don't think I'm going to need Skyscraper. I doubt he'll ever overpower me, especially with Reversive Neos if I can pull that off. If he ever got Light of Destruction, if he got one more Fool, we would lose. I got my 3rd Neos card. I summon Neos using the effect of Necroshade. Now, obviously, this is way overkill and probably dangerous that I even did it. But I gotta find a way to get past the Fool, and the game's not giving me any options. H Heated Heart, if I had 3 in my deck, maybe. Any Neospatian with a decent effect, maybe. But I haven't seen a single Neospatian card. Not a one. I saw one with Rhoda, I guess, but that was Aqua Dolphin. I don't even know what Aqua Dolphin does. Alright, Heart of the Cards. Neospatian. God damn it, really? Alright, well at least now I could summon Blade Edge if that's in the deck. Weird Duel. They understood that he runs invincible monsters, right? I guess they really wanted him to summon the Light of Destruction. So they made sure you couldn't defeat it. Oh, I love this idea. This is fun. Yay, I love this idea. I still can't draw. I draw H Heated at least. I'm getting heated, that's for sure. Oh, shit. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. What does this do? Search someone elemental hero normal monster from your deck. All elemental hero normal monsters you currently control can attack directly. We're done. We're done. We're ending this duel. First things first, I activate our righteous justice. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Now I see why they did this. Then I activate Oversoul. And I bring back the Sparkman. Finally, I activate H Heated Heart. We're going to have a real strong Neos on the field. With all of those together, I can now activate Hero Flash. I never thought I'd ever pull this card off. With Hero Flash, I summon Elemental Hero Burstinatrix, the last normal monster in my deck. And now all my heroes can attack directly, and they will. First, Neos. Attack directly. Then Neos. Attack directly. And finally, Neos! Attack directly! Oh, we could not have asked for a better situation. That was fun. That Cup of Ace turned the duel into something fun. I thought I'd get to fuse, but who needs fusion when you can win with normal monsters? After defeating Sartorius, the light of destruction vanished. Sartorius was finally freed of its influence. Forgive me. It was my fault that things went this far. Hey, no worries. If it wasn't you, it would have been someone else, right? Besides, it all worked out in the end. Yes, thank you. I don't know why I had these crazy things. Alright, there we go. We defeated him, and it's time for the end of the GX tournament. So even though Jaden did all that stuff, these are the 2 finalists of the GX tournament since it got sandbagged hard. All the best duelists just did not care. Zane was like, this is boring, and left. Here are the 2 characters that took it seriously. With the crisis averted, everything was back to normal so that the GX tournament could continue. The final round had Chazz facing the young and mysterious newcomer, Blair. Chancellor, the tournament has a winner! What? Chazz defeated every member of the Society of Light. It's good to be the Chazz. Well, if there's no one else left, then our winner is... Hold that thought! He hasn't beaten me! Then it looks like the tournament is still on. What's the prize for first place? I'll grant the winner anything they desire, within reason, of course. Deal, when I win, I want that white dorm torn down and the good old blue dorm brought back. Done. What about you? If I win, I get into the Slifer Red dorm. Slifer Red, the winner deserves to be in Obelisk Blue, but hey, who am I to stand in your way? Hey, wait, I know you. You're that grade school kid. You know her? She tried to sneak in last year. She was obsessed with Zane, but I think she now has a thing for Jaden. The name's Blair, and don't you forget it. Well, you're not getting any... You're not going to forget that... Wait. Sorry, I read the line. I couldn't believe it. Well, you're not going to forget that you're about to get Chazz. Jesus Christ, Chazz. I didn't even want to read it, because as I was reading, I was like, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. And then I said it. All right, let's do it. Chazz, I love you. I hope you're finally using armed dragons. Get those Ojamas. You can have Ojamas, but let me use some armed dragons. Come on. You know I love them. Oh, Jesus. My love is for nothing. I end my turn. I wanted to use armed dragons. It's your coolest deck. And then VW is your second coolest, and then Ojamas is your 5th best deck. Your 3rd coolest was Chinthonians. Your 4th coolest was that one where it's all low level monsters, or low attack monsters. Ojamas are the very bottom. Well, yeah, you can keep hitting me with these cards. So most of her cards didn't exist, so they're just going to give her a bunch of random crap. I'm surprised. For a character whose cards don't even exist, they just gave you a deck. And then we have so many duels in this game that are skipped where the characters totally had their cards. So they just really... The creators of this must have really liked Blair. There's no other reason for her to be here. Well, Fusion Gate will have to do. I didn't want to do it, but this is why I saved my Ojamas. Okay, well, guess I'm not doing that. Alright, well, I guess I'll set this, and I'll set this in hopes that you have another MST down there. I'm on Ojama Magic. Let me die. Yeah, Blair. Lots of healing, I see that. That works out for me. I wanted that card to be destroyed. Now I get Ojama Green, Ojama Yellow, and Ojama Black. But I have to draw Poly, so I'm probably going to die. But that means I'll probably not draw an Ojama card, which is in my best interest to not draw one. All right, Heart of the Cards. Give me a chance here. Give me something that works. Well, that might. I'll take a shot. That helps a lot. If she doesn't have MST again. She already had 2, so the odds of having 3 are very low. I'm going to summon Ojama Blue just in case she does have a card to stop me. And I'm going to try and get rid of her healing card. Okay. I guess I'm not allowed to get rid of her healing card. Damn it. Pixie Ring did save her Pixie Knight. And now she's going to be able to MST me. And then I lose my country. Alrighty. I'm going to discard one of the 2 Ojama Deltas, because we don't need to. If we use it once, that's all we're going to need it for. Alright, MST, come on out. Yep, even before you heal yourself. It's alright, Ojama Blue. You being you getting destroyed still benefits us, and her cards are weak at least. With this deck, she never would have made it to the finals. Luckily, this is not the deck she used in the anime. Alright, Ojama Red is amazing. Ojama Country is amazing. This is how you die. Are you ready to die, Blair? Today's the day. I summon Ojama Red! And then with Ojama Red, I summon Ojama Black. Ojama Green. Ojama Yellow. And Ojama Yellow. And now that all my cards are on the field, you're getting the Ojama Delta Hurricane! Shit, what's happening? That card, oh, I'm glad you did that. That sucks. You just bricked up your hand. I appreciate it. Then I play Ojama Country so I can actually hurt you. That's 5,000 damage. What a combo. That Ojama Blue ended up being the best thing ever. I may not like the Ojamas, but at least they know how to duel. And they are technically the reason Chazz goes pro. But he still uses Armed Dragons even when he goes pro. And he even uses VW sometimes. It's crazy. He has way too many cards in his deck when you think about it. Alright, what are you going to do now, Blair? Sure. You want to die? That's still death. Just means I can't poly if I drew it. Well, nope, don't need that anyway. Alright, death it is. Also, you deserve to die if you're running a card like that. It's disgusting. Ojama Red. What a way to turn around the duel, Chazz. It looked bad in the beginning, but we 100% turned that duel around. I really wanted to fuse, but she didn't let me. She had a lot of MSTs. A lot of MSTs. I lost. Why do I always seem to end up behind? Lesson 1. Winning or losing doesn't matter as long as you had fun. There's some free upperclassman advice. That was so deep and wise. Wasn't it Jaden who taught you that? Plagiarist! Jaden, of course, he's the dreamiest. The winner of the first GX tournament is Chazz Princeton. Yeah, Chazz is technically the guy who won the tournament, but only because the major characters totally dropped out. And it looks like we're moving into season 3 of the show, which is where the show gets really good in some parts, and bad for some people, but really good in some parts. I would say season 1 has a lot of peak moments, season 2 has a lot of funny moments, and season 3, ooh baby, I love season 3. All right, a jewel of a duel, let's do it. Jaden began his 3rd year at Duel Academy, and Chancellor Shepard brought in the top duelists from other Duel Academies located around the world. Chancellor Shepard called the entire student body together to introduce the new transfer students. With each new year comes modification and improvement. Here at Duel Academy, we strive for perfection. So to keep one of you at the top of your game, we've invited a few new students. In fact, they represent the top students from each of our 4 schools around the world. Visiting us from East Academy, Adrian Gecko. Boo! And hailing from West Academy, please welcome Axel Brody. Yeah! Top 5, baby! Best character ever! Hi, mates. Next, joining us from our branch in the South, it's Jim, the Crocodile Cook, and he's allowed to bring that gator on campus. And last, leading the pack at North Academy, it's Jesse Anderson. Woo! We love Jesse in this house. He's awesome. I'd also like to meet our visiting professor from West Academy. Say hello to Professor Thelodious Viper. It's an honor. For those of you who haven't heard my methods are strict, you're right. However, I've always felt there is a method to my madness. I believe actions speak louder than words, so why don't we skip over the pleasantries and get down to business? Why don't we kick off the year by holding an exhibition match right now? Jesse Anderson and his opponent will be Duel Academy's top student, Jaden Yuki. Jesse, you're a nice guy, but I'm not going to go easy on you. That's not how I roll. Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less from Jaden Yuki, so as they say, let the best duelist win. Ready? You bet. Game on. Alright, here we go. This is when Jaden's other friends start to disappear into the background. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get rock and not rock on. Okay, he's still letting me go first. Jesse thinks he's being nice. We'll see how this goes. A lot of these duels in GX are moving a lot, we're actually winning them on the first attempt, and I appreciate that. And I think it's going to stop now, because look what I just drew. Why did they ever think Chrysalis was a good idea? Who at Konami was like, oh man, you know those Neospatian super weak monsters? What if we had weaker versions? It's like, hey, you know Meryl? Yeah? What if we had a Zuril? And in Pokemon, it's okay, because at least it's cute. But in Yu-Gi-Oh!, cute doesn't get you anywhere, because card art is typically pretty basic. Typically. Card art was never really a concern when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Only recently have they started to care a little bit more. Wow, this sucks. This sucks. I swear to God, if they make me use Chrysalis for this entire story from now on, it's going to be the worst. It'll be worse than the freaking Duel Monster story. And I liked a lot of the duels in Duel Monster. They just really unbalance some of those decks where it's like, hey, here's your normal deck, Yugi, and your opponent will be using Modern Harpies. Oh. Oh, thanks, game. All right, Neospace. I activate Neospace. And with this card, you're going down. I summon Chrysalis Dolphin. And thanks to Neospace, I activate my effect. In order to thin out my deck by special summoning Aqua Dolphin. Alright, Aqua Dolphin, you're still weak. You're in defense mode. You're in defense mode. You're still kind of pathetic. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. And then I'm going to show you a card in my hand, Jesse. You can't beat Neos. Alright. All those cards suck. Jesse has a worse hand than me. Alright. Once returned, discard one card, look at your opponent's hand, and choose one monster. He didn't have a monster, so I couldn't do 500 burn. Which sucks. But I got Neos into grave, which is good. Also, his hand is so terrible. He happened to draw a good card. Damn it, he drew freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're in trouble now. And he's not playing. He has so many spells and traps in his hand. He's not playing any of them, so my Flare Scarab has no chance. It's a shame, really. All right, can we draw a good card? That is a good card, actually. Look, Neospatians suck. I would take basic bitch Elemento Heroes. But, Flare Scarab, I've been holding on to you because you do happen to counter this particular opponent. Yes. Now, granted, we saw the rare value. We know what's about to happen. I'm just doing this for damage. I'm not going to get to live. Oh, he had that on the field already. Whoops. That sucks. That field spell is so busted. Draw a card. You bet your ass I'm going to draw a card. Oh, it's one of the best cards in the game. All right. Well, that's good. Problem is, I'm not going to be able to use it because this duel's... Unless I draw O Oversoul, this duel's over. Yep. I'm surprised he didn't go for the little Amethyst Cat. Rare value. Or not Amethyst Cat, Ruby Carbuncle is what I meant. Get this card out of here. I don't even want it on the field. Ah, did he have that and I just didn't recognize it? Probably. Maybe he just drew it. Who knows? And now he might. Nope, he just likes D. Fence. Here we go again. Let's get rid of this. Yep, my monster got destroyed by all the rare values you had, but because I was able to throw away Neos, I still have a chance in this duel. Heart of the cards, help me. Well, I drew Dark Hole. That's how the cookie crumbles, eh? Now, of course, by doing this, I'm really just setting him up, which isn't good for me. But I also lose if I don't do it, so whatever. As long as he doesn't draw Crystal Abundance, we'll be fine. Damn you, Jesse. Damn you. The only reason you even stand a chance is because this deck was made by freaking the worst... There's one person working at Konami that just makes the worst decks. And they have not fired him yet. And there it is. Like, worst deck builder possible. But he has to use Chrysalis. He used it in the anime. Okay, well, don't make him use 3. just put in like put in one of each copy and a I'm sorry note for the player. You know? Can you do that? Yeah, you could do that. All right, since he didn't play them all in attack mode, it's not as bad as it could have been. Not as bad as it could have been, and I still have one more chance to draw an O Oversoul. Or anything, really. Nope, I actually drew a Neospatian. Well, the duel is over. That is how the cookie crumbles. So, since the duel's over, I might as well just show off I activate Aqua Dolphin's effect. You're gonna burn. And now that I've burned you, Jesse, I'm gonna defeat you. I attack Amber Mammoth. Oh! God, these cards suck. Who the f built this deck? Like, Chrysalis is just the dumbest idea they ever had. Is there even a single good Chrysalis card? Like, I'm not even talking about what they become. I'm saying the Chrysalis card is good. Like, I guess the Grand Mole version has to be somewhat usable because Grand Mole is that worthwhile. But no, because then you need Neospace. No! No, it's just bad. It's just bad. You would have to run a Neospace deck to make it even an idea that you would want that. And only because Grand Mole's probably limited. Alright, terraforming will help a lot. We're gonna need Neospace. Let's get that Neospace. Otherwise, this deck is worthless. The emergency call is going to help a lot, too. This will get us Neos. Alright, Graceful. Let's see if I can throw away a card. Can I get myself an O Oversoul or something of that variety? Convert Contact is not terrible. But because these don't count as Neospatian, they don't work. So just get the Chrysalis out of your hand, Cooper. Just don't even look at it. Don't even look back. We're going to keep the Neos because there might be a way for us to use it. I'm going to activate Convert Contact. Sorry, Flare Scarab. You're literally in the hand for a reason. And I'm going to throw away Hummingbird. And then I'm going to activate Neospace. Then I'm going to summon Chicky. Alright, Chrysalis Chicky. It's time to evolve into the other Hummingbird in my deck. And now that I have this other Hummingbird, I'm going to suck up some life points. And since you have a full hand, that's a big gain. Alright, every single one... there's only 2 cards in his deck, monster-wise, that can't beat me in battle. And he got his Rainbow Ruins, okay. Neospace and Rainbow Ruins actually do kind of reflect each other in a way when you look at the card art. Yeah, it's like, hey, look, we're up here in the rainbows. And he's like, I'm down here in the rainbows. Cocoon Party. Search someone Chrysalis monster from your deck for each Neospatial monster with a different name in your graveyard. Sure, just to do it. Even though it's only 2. Grand Mole for sure. And Panther. Alright. This is more worthwhile. But then again, this would also be a bad play if I didn't have Neospace. Alright, then I'm going to summon... I could just go for Neos, honestly, but I'm not. I'm going to summon Larva. Then I activate my effect. Chrysalis Mole, it's time to transform into Grand Mole, the best of the Neospatians. Then we got our good old little Panther here, which is the coolest looking. This is the coolest looking Chrysalis. I like this one. I would use that in a Pokemon game. And then Pantail become Dark Panther. Yeah, that's not something I want. And then we'll have Larva transform. At least we can thin out our deck pretty heavily here. That's good news. And his field spell will be useful to us because he has no cards in his spell and trap card zone. And I'm going to keep it that way. Sure, we'll lose a card later, but as long as I keep it that way, he can't use any of his effects. All of his spells and traps require him to have cards back there. Alright, he'll most likely go after Dark Panther, and I'll be okay with it. I'll be 100% okay with it. I don't think he can even special summon a Neos, or a Crystal Beast monster. Therefore, Grand Mole will work until I have to Dark Hole. And he even gave me more attack points because he's a nice guy. Chrysalis Dolphin. We already saw Dolphin isn't great. It's great if I can freaking have an O Oversoul or something, but I haven't even seen one in my deck. Alright, I attack. You know what it's like. Then we do 13, and next turn we can Dark Hole if we feel the need. I don't think he can do much with only one freaking Crystal Beast back there. Not much. And even though Amber Mammoth is one of his strongest, it's not that big of a deal. Pegasus is the one you gotta look out for. Alright, Heart of the Cards. I just drew the Dolphin, so this card became way less useful. Alright, don't really want to do this, but I'm gonna do it. I activate Dark Hole. Then I summon my Chrysalis Dolphin before I can't use its effect anymore. I might as well thin out my deck as much as I can so I draw actual good cards. Oh, shit. No, I picked the one in my hand. Damn it. All right. Well, that was a huge misplay, but screw it. Now I'm going to get Neos in the grave where I want it. And maybe even get to do some burn in the meantime. All right. Well, I'm stronger than that thing. And I attack. We're not doing much damage, but that's, yeah, welcome to freaking using this deck. He does still run like Swing of Memories and No Oversoul in this deck, right? I'm just getting unlucky. He also just top decked that. God damn it. I'm just getting unlucky. That's the only thing I can believe in. Maybe not. All right, I'm going to summon this monster, Chrysalis Penny, to thin out my deck even more. God, this deck was made horribly. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent draws one card and shows it based on its type. And the battle phase, I can change it to rect, change the card defense position. All right, well, I'm just going to have you in defense mode because even if I attack with you, I'm just going to give him cards. That's not really my plan, if I can help it. I just wanted to thin out my deck. But maybe I can end the battle phase since he runs so many monsters in his deck. In fact, trap is the least likely to happen. Yes, I can just end the battle phase and buy myself more turns to get some form of revival to win the duel. Fake hero! Oh, it has to be from hand? Shit. Damn it. If I had no wait, if you're running this instead of Oversoul, I wish I had seen that earlier. It's our second duel and I haven't seen anything like that. All right, Grand Mole, we don't really have a choice. You gotta slow him down. Just slow him down. He will keep playing the same monster every turn until I actually draw a second Neos or a card that revives Neos from the grave. But now it turns out I want to keep Neos in my hand for Fake Hero's sake. Oh, I drew his best card. Damn. That automatically gives him another one. And it's freaking Tiger. And with now he can use it. The second he got 2 back there, he could start doing stuff. He has 5 monsters on field. It's all up to the top deck. All right. If he draws a monster, I'm fine. If not, we're probably going to die soon. Fuck, that's the worst one. That's the worst one. All right, I have to draw a Neos. I either top deck Neos or die. Or a means to summon it from the grave. But now I know I have Fake Hero, so now I'm not going to throw them away anymore. I thought Dolphin was to throw them away. All right, Flare Scarab, that's the best I got. That's the best I need. Flare Scarab, go with your mighty 1,700 attack points. Attack! Amber Mammoth, because you have to. Yeah, I know. Doesn't matter. I had no other plays. GG's. Okay, well now I know he runs a card that doesn't have anything to do with the graveyard. We will focus on that. Super horrible deck building. Exact damage, though. I owe him a little bit of DP. How much DP do I even have at this point? I guess we'll find out when we go back to the main menu. All right, let's do it. I know I can beat this guy. I know I can do it. Next time I'll just summon Neos. He doesn't seem to have an out for just summoning Neos. I kind of wanted to fuse, but I guess the game doesn't want me to. So for this deck to work, you have to get Neo Space. Because if you don't get Neo Space, half your deck is a brick. More than half your deck, even. Like, look at this. Convert Contact doesn't even work because these cards are worthless. And the only reason I'm doing this right now is to thin out my deck so I don't draw more Chrysalis. Well, I'm going to draw more Chrysalis stuff, but to hopefully increase my odds of drawing other stuff. So I'm going to do this just to get myself killed, essentially. Flare Scarab, let's go. Look, he might play a field spell, but I don't think 900 attack is going to beat much. You're better in the late game when he has a bunch of stuff back there, but once he does, that's when he's really unlocked, so you're not really useful at all. Sapphire Pegasus, yeah, he gets 1 buff, like I said. That's his best card, is Sapphire Pegasus. If Grand Mole's mine best, that's his. Okay, now I'm a little bit stronger because he's played 2 Spell and Traps. Hummingbird is just always useful, but I'd rather draw 2 cards and maybe draw something that actually saves me. Let me see. Throw away an Aqua Dolphin. I got Fake Hero. Oh, I got Fake Hero. Okay. Give me Neos. I only have 1 fusion I can make, but it's totally what I'm going to do. I activate Fake fake hero. And with this, Neos comes onto the field, unwilling to attack. Ignore what he's about to do to the street. All right. The street is destroyed, but now I summon Chrysalis Larva. And because you play 2 spell or trap cards, you're going to pay a price. Because I still have 1 Flare Scarab. I have 2 Flare. Wow, they love Flare Scarab. I have 2 Flare Scarabs left. And with this Flare Scarab and my Neos, I can now finally fusion summon Elemental Hero Flare Neos. I don't have any spell and traps to give you a buff, but Neos gives you 400, or Neospace gives you 500 and 400, which is 900, and then his 2 cards give you 800 more, giving you 4,200 attack, and with each monster that falls back there, we get another 400. We're at 4,600 attack, and now Jesse has to think to himself, how do I get out of this? No, absolutely not. That's a trick. That's how they get you. Alright, I do need a second monster, like Grand Mole, which is going to make this very difficult. No, Neos, stop. Oh, fuck you, game. I only had 1 left in the deck. 1 out of 29 chance. Everything else I could have summoned, but 1 out of 29 chance is what we're going with. Oh, at least I can't draw another Neos. That's the good news. I can't possibly draw another one. All right. At this point in the story, his card does... Oh, he did get rid of a card in the back, though. His Rainbow Dragon doesn't exist, so he shouldn't have any means of beating Flare Neos. I did draw Grand Mole. That guarantees game. Grand Mole wins me the duel. That's exactly the card we were looking for. Actually, not bad now. Who cares if I drew Neos? I drew this card 1 turn later. It was so worth it. All right, 4,600 attack, and as long as I never press yes, we win. Freaking Jesse, man. Freaking Jesse. No more Chrysalis. Never again, video game. If I see a single Chrysalis in any of my future decks, I will go down to Konami headquarters, and I will ask them politely to guide me to the person that deck builds for them. I'll be as polite as can be. Alright. There we go. Yes. This one's a yes. Grand Mole is yes. Flare Neos is yes. We beat Jesse Anderson, folks. That will do. Nice duel. I could have beaten you if I had Rainbow Dragon in my deck. What do you mean, bro? According to the legend, the soul of the Rainbow Dragon lives inside an ancient stone tablet, but no one knows where to find it. But when it is found, according to Pegasus, it's going to be made into a duel monster card. Excellent. A fitting start of the new semester. Your first lesson is complete. As I explained to you before, I fancy myself a man of action. You learn by practicing, so I'll be organizing mandatory duels every day and suggest you comply. Because from now on, I'll be monitoring your every move. You're my pupils now, and to succeed, you must duel. Mwahaha, ahaha. Oh man, there's something's not right about this. You're a blue now? What gave that away? That maniacal laugh? Sarge? Alright, Season 3 has officially begun, and next episode we'll truly get into Season 3. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.